Thank you, Steph. The town of Sullivans Island intends to restore an integral portion of a historic Revolutionary War site to its former glory. Our Caitlin Ashbaugh sat with some generational residents to talk about the plan's next steps.
For years, conversations with colleagues have collected Sullivans Island history. For Hal Cost, preserving its memory was something he was born into.
We're a nonprofit civic group here on Sullivans Island. History-oriented, preserving the culture.
Countless photos show the historic sites have changed. When you take a drive down Middle Street, you can clearly spot Fort Moultrie and Battery Jasper, Logan and Gadsden. In the distance, Fort Sumter sits among crashing waves.
We used to always go down there and, look into all the different little caves.
One historic structure is not visible to the eye.
Storms and tides and winds. It was not even here in 1791 when President George Washington came through on his so-called Southern tour. It had been basically washed away.
These palmetto logs behind me could be the building blocks to rebuilding the palmetto log fort at Fort Moultrie, otherwise known as Fort Sullivan. Those trees originally lined Middle Street, a reminder of the fort's strength, surviving 11 hours of fire from enemy lines during the war. In modern times, they've withstood countless storms, including Hurricane Hugo. Several preserved for the fort after being cut down because they grow too close to power lines. Now they serve new purpose, celebrating 250 years of American independence.
Long story short, we're working on it. It's still very early. Still very preliminary.
The group has not determined cost, location, or design, but it will be one of several ways Charleston County celebrates. Cost's daughter falls into a sixth-generation line of islanders who hold history dear to the heart.
Sullivans Island was really my identity growing up. It was something that I felt connected to, just being a sixth-generation islander. You don't find that often here.
Reporting on Sullivans Island, Caitlin Ashbaugh, 5 News.
Now, the future of this project sits in the hands of cultural members and the town's Public Facilities Committee. They'll be meeting tomorrow at 10:30 to discuss the plan's next steps.